Hey guys, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. Today I've got this cute little treat for you. It's a 2x2 by 1/4 inch thick little post-it flag or post-it page marker treat wrapper. I thought this little Scottie dog is so cute. It's a Christmas Scottie. You can bundle it up with the Scottie dog punch and save 10%. It's back in stock. It was on stop sell for a little while. And I wanted to take Christmas Scottie outside of Christmas. So doing this little treat. There is a matching card and I'll try to link to that video below. We're using these little post-it page marker flags. I picked these up at Meijer. It's my local discount store. There's 10 in this package. And they're about 5/8 of an inch wide by 2 inches long. You get 10 packs or 10 pads in a pack. And so you could make 3 of these little treats with 1 package of these little sticky flags. And with 3 packages, you can make 10 of these. And with the mix and match colors, I think that'd be fun for all kinds of occasions. For your little trick-or-treaters, if you use the purple and orange and green, get Halloween, Valentine's, little cute treats. These are great for the office or for the teachers. Cute to put in your bag in case you need to mark pages in your Stampin' Up catalog. All right, let's get started. We've got our 3 little flag pads here. And we're going to make sure that they all go the same way. And then we're going to flip them. And we're going to use some tear and tape adhesive and adhere them together. This was, I found, after making a couple of them, easier way to get the little sticky pads into the wrapper nice and neat and even. So if you're going to use 3 pieces of tear and tape to put each of the little pads in, it's easier if you use 3 pieces to secure the little pads together. Then you can add it right into your treat. So now we've got our little 1 pad of 3 different tags. All right, the wrapper is 2 inches by 5 1/4. We're going to put that in our Simply Scored tool on the 5 1/4 inch side and score at 2, 2 1/4, 4 1/4, 4 1/2. And now, to get this adorable little bracket, we're going to use the Label Me Fancy punch. And we're going to slide the wrapper into the punch from the back. So we have the little bracket across the top. You'll see that it's the shortest end with the score. You don't want to do this long end. Make sure that it's even, because it's a little bit more narrow than the Label Me Fancy swoopy square. So you want equal edges on each side, and you want it to run parallel to the edges of that swoopy square. When you punch, nice wide grip on the punch so you don't pinch your palms. And there's our little bracket end for the inside of the treat. Got some designer series paper from Design a Daydream here. This is 1 7/8 inch wide. And for this one, the length doesn't matter. You just want it long enough so that you can maneuver the paper into the punch the same way so we can get a matching bracket on our designer series paper. And you're going to line that up the same way so that it's straight along parallel with the edge of the swoopy square. And then you're going to punch. Make sure that when you hold it up, you hold it wide. There's a little bracket. I'm going to bring in our paper trimmer and cut that down. About 5/8 of an inch will do. So we're going to use this rounded edge to measure. 5/8 is a bit past 1/2. And then go ahead and cut. Our other 2 pieces of designer series paper for this project are 1 7/8 of an inch square. So I got that same pink floral 2 pieces. We're going to work the score lines on our wrapper here and then adhere the designer series paper our little bracketed panel and the two squares. We can do that with liquid glue. Now, depending on how far you put this end into the punch, 5/8 of an inch might be perfect. You might need to cut it down a hair. This actually works pretty well. So we'll adhere to the base with some liquid glue. And then each of the squares also. And that's how that'll look when you've got your designer series papers on. Now we can adhere our sticky notes. Gotta take your pick tool to get these adhesives started. And we're gonna glue them right in. Make sure you've got the bound side up. The loose end goes towards the little brackets. They're gonna go from the score line to score line. There's no margin on the top and bottom, but you want equal margins on the right and left. And then we've got some 3/8 inch clear or transparent Velcro dot closure. You can cut one of those off. It's got the hook and the loop side put together already, and I want the clear side, the hook side, with the adhesive exposed. I'm gonna fold up our little treat and add the Velcro dot right in the center there. Remove the adhesive on the other side. Now we're gonna wrap these little flags and fold them up nice and snug and adhere. Then separate the two pieces of Velcro, and you can burnish the adhesive on that Velcro so you get a strong bond. There's our little wrapper. Well, that's just adorable. Okay, now let's decorate it. Got a piece of mint macaron cardstock here. This is 1/2 by 2 inches. And we're going to add a little texture to that using the quatrefoil embossing folder. We'll need 1, 3, and 3 for the quatrefoil. It's a standard folder. So here's 1, 3. We'll add our cardstock to the folder, and I like to use the line on this little Stampin' Up folder here to keep my design, especially on a little scrap like this, running level. We don't want an uphill, downhill design. It'll be nice and tidy this way. When the fold goes in, square everything up and give it a crank. And look at the gorgeous texture from that embossing folder. Pretty cool, huh? We're gonna die cut an embellishment now. So let's put this back together for die cutting. We got 1, 2, 3, and then a scrap of Blushing Bride cardstock. We got a stitched heart die. Stitched heart is from Celebration Tags. It is an awesome new die set from the holiday catalog, the Stampin' Up holiday catalog. Does some really cool and different tags, but there's some great wingman dies in there, like snowflakes and hearts and candles and labels and things, and they're all stitched. So there's our little heart. Let's move this aside. We're gonna do some stamping now. For something like Christmas Scotties, where I want a nice dark black impression, I love to use my Stamparatus. So we've got the dog on the Stamparatus, and we're going to just check placement here and add magnet. I've got my Memento Tuxedo black ink, so I can stamp and then ink again and stamp again. So you can see we didn't get the strongest black impression, but with the Stamparatus, there's no worries. We just re-ink, stamp again, maybe even 3 times, just to make sure that we get a nice solid black image. All right, now our little Scottie is the seeded Scottie. We can't punch him out, but we can cut him. So we'll do that, and we're also going to fussy cut our sentiment. So let's get the little woof and our Stampin' Pierce mat. And we'll stamp that one in Memento also. All right, let's clear this away. All right, we're gonna fussy cut this guy. So let's get him out of the paper. The sentiment also, just fussy cut with a little white border, just like the punches with a little white border. All right, there's our little dog and our woof. Let's get this bow. Our bow is mint macaron, and we're gonna bring our Stampin' Pierce mat back in here. All right. Before we stamp with a punch coordination, we want to check the orientation of the punch and make sure we're stamping in a place where it'll be very easy to punch out. We're going to do the bottom left corner here, and then it'll line up just perfectly without any punching gymnastics. There's our bow. I'm going to glue that right to my Scottie dog before I lose it somewhere. Slide our pieces back in our sample. I'm using a little liquid glue here right on the center of the bow. He's cute, but when you put the bow on, even cuter. Our embossed strip goes on next. Just a little bit of Designer Series paper is going to show underneath. Perfect. Little dimensionals for our Scottie dog. I've got some minis here. Just too cute. And definitely good for more than just Christmas. Next, the heart. That one is with liquid glue. And same with woof. Our sentiment works kind of like an embellishment here. I love this look of the fussy cut sentiment. Last step, a little bit of embellishment. If you haven't seen these heart pearls, you need to check them out. You get 180 pearls in 2 sizes and 3 finishes. So there's one that's kind of like sea glass. It's not quite clear and it's frosted. And the traditional pearl finish, those are the ones that I'm using. I'm going to use one of the larger ones and one of the smaller ones. Not that these are large, they're itty bitty. And then the last finish is kind of an opaque, but it's got a shine to it. They're really quite beautiful. And they're just so tiny, they're so sweet. And there it is. There is our little Christmas Scottie Post-it page markers or Post-it flags treat wrapper. All right, you guys, if you have any questions about the project, you can email Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com and is shop Stampin' Up 24/7. Buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net and click shop. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.